What's up, guys? Guys and gals, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. I started the video a little early. But I was ready, so I just started. What are you going to do, right? Don't forget to shout out the pets. What? What you talking about, Jonathan? Shout out the pets. What am I forgetting? Because I know I'm missing something that we've probably talked about before. But this is what happens. I'm pushing 41 next week. So, this is what happens when you get old. You start forgetting stuff. Shout out to pets. Oh. I told you I'm getting old, man. The most obvious thing was right in front of me, wasn't it? Yeah. Along with ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, dogs and cats, gerbils and hamsters, what else? Hermit crabs and... we don't want to talk about crabs. I don't know nothing about that. So. Oh, that's funny. I will say that I've got the mail sale stuff priced, sorted, and ready to rock and roll for Friday night, and it's only Wednesday night. Can you guys believe it? I am 2 days, as Burt Reynolds would say, I am 2 days ahead of schedule. I used to talk about, when I played baseball and I was a catcher, I used to talk about bugs to all the hitters. I'd just start singing songs about bugs to them, and it got pretty annoying because I'd repeat the same little thing over and over, and there were several times where they would turn and say, "Will you shut up?" But anyway, I was talking about the mail sale stuff. We got some nice stuff, guys. Nice stuff. Stacked, packed, and all that for Friday. We've got another nice round of booklets. Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8, at least 7 or 8 booklets. We've got, you probably heard me messing with them, at least 10, 12, probably at least 14 magged cards, and then we got a couple of PSA cards. That's just in addition to all the other normal stuff. So, another stacked mail sale for Friday. And I've told a couple of, while we're waiting for 10:15 to get here, I'll share a couple quick things with people that are listening. I've told the other people who can sign with me, or at least some of them, that my plan is going to be, we've got this sale for May. The June mail sale will also be what we call a normal mail sale, like we've had the last several months. And then for July, we're going to do a big clearance 50% off July mail sale. And that'll be all stuff that's basically going to be, I think the way I'm going to structure it is everything in the July mail sale will be either $1, $2, or $3, and everything in that sale will be 50% off of the price shown. So, if I was showing you a card that said $1, you'd be paying 50 cents, or if I showed you a card that says $2, you'd pay $1. But it's simple math. So July, we haven't done a clearance mail sale in a while, but I'm starting to get a little bit heavy on some of that stuff that falls in that like $1 to $3 range, and so that'll be the perfect time to do that in July. And I thought July would work because July is an expensive month. Like, a lot of people are out doing things in the summer. You're out vacationing. We got people that are doing ball games and going to races and just all kinds of stuff in the summer, right? Like, that's when everybody's busy. So to do the clearance mail sale in July makes a lot of sense because people can still participate in the mail sale and it's not going to break the bank versus maybe a traditional sale. If your normal budget for a mail sale is $25 and you only got $10 or $5 or $10 come July to spare, then you could still pick up, in theory you could pick up 10, 12 cards for $5 or $6 in July. So that's kind of what's coming down the pike, just to kind of, if you've been here and you're listening, then you're in the know before everybody else, kind of thing. So trying to think what else. It still sounds like Donruss is on schedule as of now. That'll be 2 weeks from Friday. I can't believe we're already kind of staring another new release in the face. All right. I got 10:15, so let's get rolling. I know it's a little bit later than we normally start, but we were on a little bit of slow burn, and I was out. We bought a treadmill, and I was out helping. My wife and I were putting that together, so that's part of why I was taking a little longer to get claims marked down and all that. We were assembling a treadmill. Gonna get my butt walking. So here's our owners list. The cutoff, I should have marked it down, but the cutoff is at Kaz Gralla, which is basically left and right columns. So it's pretty easy to remember as far as the filler. I'll wait to hang this up till I get that filler ran, though, because then I can make a note for myself. I don't want to get confused. I'm easily confused. All right. Here's the tablet. We need 20. Oh, I do have, the house does have Tony Stewart tonight. I didn't put him in the duck race. So the house does have Tony Stewart. But probably not a huge deal to most people. So let's shuffle them up one time. And here we go. Good luck. Whack. Ooh, we're coming down the end here. 7's making a move. And it might have been 13. Kind of mid-pack up there. We'll see. Yeah, I thought so. 7 and 13 are our winners. So, number 7 is Brandon Harner. So you'll get that first part of the alphabet. And Andy Colwell is Duck 13 in second place. So you'll get the second half, which includes the unlisted spot, by the way. So that's how it kind of shakes down. Brandon Harner and Andy Colwell, congrats on your duck race performance. Get this thing put away. Shouldn't need that, I don't think. Shouldn't need that tonight the rest of the way. So we'll put that over there. And away we go. Oh, I should show you guys the 4 boxes. I know I got the camera kind of down, but the 4 boxes are right there. Sometimes people like to, kind of know that they are there and there's nothing weird going on. So. Empty box. Ooh. Good luck, everybody. Let's get into it. Got Almirola. We're gonna roll pretty quick through the base like we have before. Red, Bobby Labonte. Going to Josh Davis. 21 of 299, pardon me. Blue, Jake Garcia. Jake is an unlisted driver. Goes to Andy Colwell, 164 of 199. National Pride, Jesse Love. AJ Allmendinger. The Pulsar for William Herron. 50 out of 399. Come on. Work with me here. Riley Herbst, silver. And pot of gold, C. Bell. Bunch of Cup guys are going to be racing sprint cars with High Limit tomorrow night in Texas. Larson, Bell, Ty Gibbs, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Pretty sure Casey Kane will be there. Checkered flag, Ryan Newman, 13 out of 75. Going to JR. Or no, maybe Casey's running World of Outlaws. I can't keep up with who's running which series. Casey might be running World of Outlaws. I can't remember. Sensational Signatures, Christian Rose. Going to Dave. Dave. I'm going to try to remember tomorrow to post that clip from that movie about Dave. Then everybody will get the joke. 36/99. Groovy red Lane Riggs. Going to Billy Joe. Red Alan Kulwicki. Goes to Michael John Pierce. 237 out of 299. Silver Bobby Labonte. Victory Lane Casey Kane. Another Alan Kulwicki red. Just pulled one in the last pack. Back to Mike. 245 of 299. That was 237. I was wondering if they were matching serials. They're not. Or like brother, sister, or whatever. Josh Berry, Carolina Blue. Goes to JR. 23 of 49. And a groovy C-Bill. Groovy, baby, groovy. Bill Elliott red. Goes to Kevin Lee. 76 out of 299. And we got a silver SVG. And pot of gold for Junior. Sensational Signatures, Connor Mozak. Goes to Andy. 39 and 99. Nice hit, Andy Colwell. Couple of rookie autos. Daniel Suarez, checkered flag. Going to Jerry. If you guys are leaving any comments, I am not ignoring you. I just cannot get comments to pop up at all. 3 of 75 for Suarez. So, please don't think that it's me ignoring anybody, because I certainly am not. I've tried a couple little tricks that I know, and I've yet to be able to get it to really work. I saw a few there at the very beginning of the feed, and then haven't really seen anything since. And maybe nobody has anything to say tonight, too. That could be. Ryan Priest going to William Herron. 152 of 199. Groovy Chase. No one is commenting unless I can't see him. Okay, well, I just saw Jonathan's pop up, so I guess that tells me. And that's okay. If nobody has anything to talk about, that's all right. I just felt bad, if it was like, I didn't want anybody to think I was ignoring anybody. That's fine. Carson Quapple out of 399, going to Andy Colwell. Silver Daniel Suarez. Mi amigo. National Pride Blaney. Boy, poor Blaney, man. The guy cannot catch a freaking break to Save his season. Focused or asleep? Well, yeah. They could be focused on sleeping, too. Red John Hunter. John Hunter is part of the filler and goes to Brandon Harner. 115 of 299. Hump Day Funk. I gotcha. Blue Kyle Larson goes to Nick Marquette. 124 or 199. I'll tell you what I was talking at the beginning of the feed about. I was putting a treadmill together with my wife. So I'll give you guys the quick story on that since we don't have anything else to chit-chat about, really. We used to have an elliptical that really I was the only one using. Pulsar Greg Biffle. Going to Michael Amundsen. 96 of 399. And then we had one of those like TikTok walking pads. My wife bought one of those off of TikTok. And nobody was using that either. Silver Jesse Love. So we sold the elliptical and we sold the walking pad and bought because my wife wanted a treadmill. She just didn't like the walking pad because there was nothing to hang on to. Which I get that. I'm like that too. I like to hang on to a handrail or something. So we bought a Nordic Track treadmill. So if anybody has a Nordic Track or has experience with one, have any tricks or tips, let me know. It really wasn't too, I mean, it's heavy. That's the only thing I would say. It wasn't too difficult to get together, really, other than it's just super heavy. Clint Boyer, purple. 82 and 99. Boyer's unlisted and goes to Andy Caldwell. See where the Falcons and their coach got a nice fine for that. Oh, yeah, Corey, I saw that too. That was, wasn't it like $100,000 they fined him? Scripps. Tommy Joe Martins. Going to the unlisted spot and Andy. 6 and 99. Yeah, I don't think the NFL found that too funny at all. Which it's not funny, you know. I mean, in a way, it is. But at the same time, it's a big, big moment for these guys. Whether you get drafted in the first round or the 7th round, not many people get drafted. So, oh, $250K. Holy smokes. Oh, the Falcons should make him pay their $200. Oh, okay. I was going to say, I thought I heard the coach got $100. So then was it the coach that got $100,000 and the team got $250? Am I picking that up right? Ty Gibbs, 301 of 399, going to Dave Birchfield. Sammy Smith, silver. Yeah, this box was not super exceptional, was it? Blue Groovy, Chase Elliott. Going to Paul. Yikes. 27 of 49. That's rough, man. That's an expensive mistake to allow your information to be out there where people could see it. All right. Jonathan says, rub my hands together. Oh, they're warm now. Okay. Maybe that's what we needed. Like I said, I mean, I see the humor in it, but at the same time, it's like, come on. All right, here we go. Hey, we got Jumpman, Kurt Busch with the Pulsar. Kurt went unclaimed, going to Andy Caldwell, 327 to 399. Blue, Christian Eckes goes to William Herron. $138 to $199. Pot of gold, Rusty. Purple, Dale Jr. Some SVG action, eh? 18 to 99 for Junior, going to Jonathan. There we go. We got Jonathan on the board with something. Silver, Corey Heim. And Victory Lane, Dale Jr. With Cindric getting the win, obviously, this coming Sunday, when we do Sunday's break, whoever gets the Cindric spot will get the custom Austin Cindric card. We got an IOU in this one, so let's set that down. We'll do that at the end of the pack. Red Groovy, Bill Elliott. We'll let it sweat for a second. Goes to Kevin Lee. 29 out of 99. Lane Riggs Pulsar. Excuse me. Goes to Billy Joe. 42 of 399. And Parker Retzlaff. Scripps Blue. Going to Brandon Harner. Nice hit, Brandon. On the redemption. Another rookie auto. Show us some gold. Red, Bobby Allison. Going to Andy Caldwell with the unlisted spot. That is 3 out of 299. Silver Allgaier. Groovy Lane Riggs. There we go. We got a Mojo inbound. Those are always nice. Kyle Busch. Red. Goes to John Purcell. $186 out of $299. And Austin Dillon with the Mojo. That's a sharp card. I like these a lot. Going to Michael Clay. Michael Clay's been on a bit of a heater lately. 20 of 25. Mike had a really good break with Victory Lane just the other night. Nice one there. National Pride, Haley. Rocket Man, Ryan Newman. Goes to JR. $252 out of $399. What do you guys think about the All-Star race where they announced that they're going to have a competition caution or a promoter's caution at their discretion, and basically whenever between 100 lap range they can throw it whenever they want? What do you guys think about that? I don't want to project my opinion, although I think most people probably know what mine is. But I'm open to hear what people think. Sometimes when you develop an opinion and then you hear what other people's opinions are, it helps you see a different perspective, Red Lawless Allen goes to Victor. 225 at $299. Says meh. Sheldon Creed, red scripts. There we go. One for JJ. $50 out of $99. We're going to move that one. Pulsar, Chase Elliott. Goes to Paul in the Hooters car, 347 to 399. Isn't the All-Star race is it at Bowman Gray? Or is it at not Bowman Gray? It's at it's right on the tip of my tongue. The other Carolina track. North Wilkesboro. Isn't it North Wilkesboro? Yeah. I think I'll just say it. I think I can't stand the whole we're going to throw a caution when we feel like it thing. I think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. And they already do that half the time anyway, so I don't. But here nor there. 117 to 299 for Jesse Love, red. Jesse Love goes to Dave Birchfield. But here's what I do think they should do. I think that for the All-Star race, I don't know if you guys watch other sports that do, All-Star type events. 198 to 199, blue Bobby Allison, but I feel like an All-Star event should have more. It should be something different. And I would like to see them tell all the teams, hey, you guys can all build a pro stock late model, like what the Cars Tour is, right? You guys can all build a late model, follow the Cars Tour rules. Just for a blanket set of rules, as long as you comply within those rules, you're legal. But have them all get a stock late model. So kind of a completely different car. And I think it would be cool to have it where they bring back older guys to race. Bring back Dale Jr., bring back Kevin Harvick, Clint Boyer, Casey Kane, Heck, if Jeff Gordon is willing, Jeff Burton, any of those guys, Ken Schrader, anybody that's willing to jump in, I think they should do that. And include guys that from the past. 8/75, Greg Biffle. Well, they asked NASCAR asked them to do a run what you brung. And they all said it was too much money because it's building another car and all this stuff. Well, if they run a Cars Tour compliant car, the fix for that is then the team can sell those late models to teams, to other racers that want to race in that series. They'd have, you know what I mean? Like they have an asset they can sell if they don't need it. So it's not like they're wasting a bunch of money at that point. Yeah, they're going to have some time assembling it and building it, but then you have something when you're done that you can sell and recoup a large chunk of that back, basically. Nick Sanchez, Sensational Signatures Red. Sanchez went unclaimed, goes to Andy Caldwell. Man, we have had a big dose of these young guys tonight. 7/75. But that's why I leaned into that late model stock Cars Tour stuff, because then those teams would probably be willing to buy those cars if you know JGR or RCR or somebody else build it. You're probably pretty apt to say it's decent. 97/399, Brandon Jones going to Scott Dixon. Ty Dillon blue. But like I said, the key to that is I think they need to include older drivers. There needs to be guys from the past involved. And the race doesn't have to be super long. Like, there could be a whole lot of stuff involved. 104 or 199 on the Ty Dillon. They could do driver intros with their favorite songs and have a whole... for any of you that watch like the Chili Bowl Nationals or the Gateway Dirt Nationals, the driver introductions are some of the most entertaining parts of some of that stuff. And, NASCAR needs to lean into the entertainment side of things a little harder, I think. They are really not on it when it comes to how to entertain. Matty D. Red. Going to Michael Clay. 92/299. Silver Ryan Blaney. Heck, what if they could get Will Ferrell? What if they could get Ricky Bobby and Cole Trickle in an all-star race? Where you got Will Ferrell and Tom Cruise racing a late model stock. Wouldn't that draw some attention? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you got to really think outside the box a little bit. Blue Groovy Ross Chastain, 7/49. Going to Troy. But with the All-Star race, and only the All-Star race, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about anything else. But with the All-Star race being an exhibition, it gives you the options to really be creative and instead of just doing the same old thing, essentially. Yeah, sure. Cletus, he'd be a great one to have involved. Absolutely. I really wasn't very familiar with him until I started watching some of the stuff that he was doing with Dale Jr. And that's fantastic. Yeah, or Corey King just said it perfectly. Or just do a celebrity race. Yeah, they could do a celebrity and other sports athletes. You know how golf has a pro-am? They could have a pro-am race, you know, where a celebrity gets paired with a driver, and you gotta run 40 laps and then 40 laps with somebody else. But they have to find a way to do the entertainment side of things. That's, you know, the world we live in is TikToks and Reels and YouTube Shorts, and people want some kind of value and entertainment for what they're watching. And if it's not fun for them to watch, then they're not going to watch. Natalie Decker, 127 of 399. Going to CW. Danica Patrick. Going to Ben Beach. Danica, 26 of 49. Danica's another perfect example. What if they could get Danica to come back and run a one-off? Why not? Right? Like, I realize she's not a quote-unquote all-star, but Danica broke through some barriers in motorsports. You know, she kind of took one for the team, so to speak. So, Mark Martin, there's another one. Ryan Newman. These are Bobby Labonte. All these guys, you could get them. You could get a lot of people to come back and race a late model race, I think. Once a year, just a one-off. Maybe the only prerequisite is that you've either won a race or won a pole or won, something. I don't know what. Red, Thad Moffitt is 250 of 299 for Andy. But the whole All-Star weekend should be a whole event around. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it should be a whole thing. Another silver SVG. Yeah, Mike Joy was absolutely spot on with his talks with Harvick. We've mentioned that a couple of times now in breaks. But yes. Mike talking about needing to tap into the younger generation is 100% spot on. We got another IOU in here. Groovy Busher. Winner, Austin Cindric. Going to Troy. 93 of 399. Mike Wallace wouldn't be invited. Oh, no. Scripps Mojo. Ross Chastain. There we go. That might be the hit of the night so far, honestly. Scripps Mojo, Ross Chastain. Going to Troy on the redemption. Any of you guys that hit redemptions, if you don't want them shipped to you, and you just want me to scratch the code and send it right away, let me know. Chipper Jones, yeah. I like Chipper, and I like that he interjected himself. I don't like Chipper's take on it because it kind of showed that Chipper doesn't really understand, because a lot of these guys really sound off on the radio, and what's said on the radio to me is kind of like, a lot of that's just in the heat of the moment. Nice color match on the Tony B. Going to John. But I do like that Chipper interjected himself and that he's participating and he's got an opinion. Even if I don't agree with his opinion, I like that he has one. 73 of 299. We need more of that. Like I said, even if I don't agree with it, we need more of that, for sure. That created some interest. Silver, Andres Perez. Checkered flag, C. Bell. Going to JJ. That's sharp. $37/75. Cole Custer Blue. That has got a deep scratch on it. I'm sure you guys can see it. I can feel it through my glove. That's how deep that is, unfortunately. Going to Brandon Harner. 5/199. I don't know if it's worth messing with to you, Brandon, or not, but I do think they may be able to issue a replacement for that if you desired. Pot of Gold Ryan Preece. You would just have to start a claim and jump through all the hoops. But I do think you can get it replaced, I believe. Pulsar Todd Gilliland going to Michael Clay. $23/399. Bubba goes to Paul Wolf on the silver. I do feel like we, NASCAR season is really long, and I've said it for a long time, and I know there's some arguments against it, but I think the NASCAR season is too long, and I think they need to shorten it in the fall, because I feel like they're competing too much in the fall with football. Once you get into September, October, and even November, you're competing with the NFL and college football regularly. And those are two monsters that, when you're vying for eyes on television especially, or in seats, $32/99. Purple Kyle Busch goes to John Purcell. Here we go. There's a nice one. Casey Kane, Sensational Signatures, Mojo. That's the hit of the night for me, in my eye. Going to Dale. 1/25. Got the first off the line, too. Ty Dillon, Pulsar. Going to go to the unlisted and Andy Caldwell. $315/399. I don't know what's up with that random cough that I have. Like, literally, I don't, like, I'm just talking and all of a sudden, cough. I don't know what's up with that. Silver Ben Rhodes. National Pride Noah Gragson. I'm sure Dolbert caught a dirt show last night about dirt racing. Oh, what was it called, Corey? Or what was it? Like, what were they? Was it called Dirt? Because I think they are either working on or are done with a Dirt 2 now, where they did a sequel to that. Tyler Ankrum. Goes to the unlisted spot and Andy. 9/99. Austin Cindric Blue. Goes to Troy. 175 and one. Easy for me to get out. 175 out of 199. Just slow down a little bit and I'll spit it right out. National Pride, Josh Berry. Nice color match for JR. Saul Larson and his wife. Yeah, 7 of 99. Well, if they talked a lot about, I think in the first series or first show of Dirt, there was a lot of stuff in there about the midget guys. So there was stuff in there with Tyler Courtney. I'm trying to think of who all. A lot of the NOS guys. A lot of the NOS sponsored drivers. But anyway, they're doing either a sequel or another round of that, essentially. And I don't know if they're either done with it already or they're almost done. But I know it's coming. Pulsar Kurt Busch, 131 of 399. Going to Andy. Silver Haley Deegan. If you have a Flow Racing subscription, some of that stuff's been produced by Flow Racing. And if you have Flow Racing, you can go. They have a whole bunch of original things like that you can go back and watch. And honestly, some of that kind of stuff that they've done is probably worth the subscription without all the free or without all the live racing that comes with it. Hey, another nice one. Sensational Signatures Mojo, Rusty Wallace. Here we go. Couple of nice autos in this box. Rusty goes to Jake Phillips. $14 out of 25. Michael McDowell, red. Going to Will Black. 225 of 299. Another Mojo, Corey Heim for Brandon Palmer. $7 out of 25. National Pride Raja. And we are just about to our final box. Pulsar Christian Eckes goes to William Herron. $134 out of 399. McDowell Silver. And pot of gold for Denny. Good old Dennis. PJ man. Let me grab a quick drink. All right, fourth and final box. This one's got to be a good one. The last one wasn't bad though, with the Mojo autos and the other Mojo. Like we had 3 Mojos in that last box. But man, where's the gold hiding? That's what I want to know. Empty box. I would take a color blast right about now. Joey Logano, Pulsar. $387 out of $399 goes to Brandon Harner through the filler. And then we got red sensational signatures, Michael McDowell for Will Black. $16 out of $99. Christian Rose, red. Goes to Dave. $14 out of $299. Eckes on the blue goes to William Herron. Napa Know-How. 38 of $199. William Sawalich, red. Goes to Billy Joe. 172 at $299. Silver Danica. Groovy BK. I was just sitting here thinking about the NBA All-Star Weekend and how they do their dunk contest and three-point shootout and all that other stuff. And I was like, what could you do if you were NASCAR to do something fun that the fans would get into? And it just hit me all of a sudden. They could do a burnout contest or a donut whoever, who can do the best burnout or the best donuts, and you've got, a minute or whatever. Jesse Love, checkered flag, 47 of 75. Goes to Dave. Make it interactive where the fans can vote on the app in real time for their favorite. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, thinking outside the box, Sheldon Creed. Victory Lane Harvick and Groovy Dale Jarrett. There's some gold. They did that a few years ago in Nashville. I don't remember them doing that. Huh. Let's go from the back. Pot of Gold BK. Tyler Reddick. How about Daniel Hemrick on the gold? Daniel Hemrick going to Zach Brewer. 7 out of 10. Lucky number 7. Was that when they did that in the streets of Nashville? Or did they actually do it at the racetrack, I guess is my question. Because I remember seeing stuff in the streets. I don't know. I'm just, like I said, just kind of just thinking of stuff, Just trying to spitball as I sit here and think stuff up. I guess I had no idea. Yeah. Yeah, I think part of the issue is you got to do it at the racetrack, like because that's where we want. That's the other thing that I don't like about the street races. I know I'm negative Nancy about the street races, but we want people coming to the racetrack, not, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't get them in the habit of coming to the racetrack, they never get in the habit of, like, it's just a whole thing. 66 of 399 for Nate. And I know F1 does it and IndyCar does it, but it's just there's so much money involved in setting up a racetrack in the middle of the street and constructing everything, and when you already have all these purpose-built racetracks that are just sitting there. Anyway, I'm not going to go off on that tangent anymore. Corey Heim, Pulsar for Brandon Palmer. 122 of 399. And then we got I don't know if I can get that off of there. I cannot. That is in the card, apparently. It feels like it wants to come off, but I'm not going to scratch on it. I was just trying to see if with the glove, if it would lift. Dale Inman going to Andy. I do think that can be cleaned off, Andy. I just don't want to be the one to do it without, But I thought if it would lift with the glove, then so be it. But it did not. Any good Jeff Gordon tonight? No. What you're seeing tonight, Chris, is a good old-fashioned kind of mediocre break. Jake Garcia, 271 at 299, red. Going to Andy. Okay, Andy. Yeah, when we're done, I'll see if I can clean it up for you when we're done. When I can, you know what I mean? When I can take some time, and I've got my polish here that I use for PSA submissions. Maybe I'll see if I can do something with it. No guarantees, but we'll try. Rusty Wallace, red, victory lane. Going to Jake. 78 of 99. But, in a world full of everybody wanting to post big hits and this and that, everybody wants attention for how good their breaks are or how good their cards are or whatever. I'm the first to say, this one has not been that great. Not that we haven't seen some nice cards, because we have, but overall, just we're lacking in this one for sure. It's okay. It happens. Jake Garcia, red. 253 of 299. Going to Andy. There's the king. Silver. We got 4 packs left. And we will call it a night. Corey Heim. We've seen a good bit of Corey Heim tonight. Red, sensational signatures for Brandon Palmer. 55 out of 60 on that one. And we got the Pulsar Dale Jr. Going to Jonathan Heitzman. 187 of 399. Jonathan says this break's been like a lot of my past relationships. High expectations and a lot of disappointments. Well, you know what? You gotta get back on that horse and ride it, or you don't ride at all, right? Ty Dillon Blue, 118 of 199. Also going to Andy. Andy's done well. I feel like I've said Andy's name quite a bit. Yeah, there's been a handful of people that have had a good break, and then there's been a lot of people that haven't. Sarah says sometimes you have to pass some bad gas to get better. So what Sarah's nicely saying is this break has been like a really good fart. We just had to get it out. Brian said, some days you're the pigeon and some days you're the statue. Well, what's the one I heard about the highway where they say, some days you're the windshield, some days you're the bugs. 47 of 99, purple Danica Patrick. Going to Ben. Married, so I guess it worked out. Yeah, same. I've been through some bad ones before I got to the good ones, so I can relate to your sentiment. Silver Natalie. Oh, shoot, that's funny. Hey, the good news is, Friday night, we've got our mail sale, and nobody gets skunked in the mail sale. So, can't go wrong there. Pulsar, Noah Gragson, going to Lewis. 79 of 399. Blue, Todd Gilliland. Going to Michael Clay. What do we need to do when we need to change our luck around? Just have a mail sale, and that'll fix the juju. So we'll see how that works out for us. 128 of 199. Again from Michael Clay. And last pack. Last pack on this kind of Dudley Do-Right kind of a break. Like I said, nothing against the stuff we pulled, because we've pulled some nice cards, but just looking at the big picture overall, it's lacking for sure. Red, Kyle Larson for Nick Marquette. 269 of 299. Ty Dillon, silver. And a William Byron pot of gold to round things out. We will have a very quick recap for you. Mostly because we got a couple of redemptions too. So, very brief recap. Again, don't forget, next up for us, mail sale Friday night. 8 to 11 on Friday. Like I said, can't skunk in the mail sale because whatever you claim, you get. So, and I always try to tell people that's one of the best places to add to your collection is the mail sale. So, a couple of short prints that were non-autos. We had Corey Heim on the Mojo and Austin Dillon. And then for our autos, Redemption, Mojo Scripts Ross Chastain, Blue Scripts Parker Retzlaff. Then we had Red Sensational Signatures Corey Heim, Dale Inman, Mojo Sensational Rusty out of 25. Red Michael McDowell. Nick Sanchez. Red Scripps Sheldon Creed. Red Connor Mozak. Christian Rose on the silver. And red Tommy Joe Martin's Scripps. Casey Kane Sensational Signatures Mojo to 25. And our lone magged card of the night, the gold Daniel Hemrick out of 10, going to Zach. So, congrats to those who hit. And again, like I said, mail sale Friday night. Sunday's break will be a 2023 Prime 3-box break. I don't have a time set up for Sunday yet. I will get that figured out, though. Sunday's going to be a chaotic day a little bit because I'm doing a card show, which is a little bit unusual, but they're doing a really big show in Grove City, Ohio here. If you guys are somebody that follows along with Card Collector 2 and Ryan and his stuff on social media, he's one of the people that's putting this show on. And they're expecting about 200 tables, 200 dealer tables. So, and it runs from 8 to 3 on Sunday. So, it'll be at least 4 o'clock till I get home. So, look for that break post on Sunday to be probably 5 or 6 o'clock. We'll just see what, as we get a little closer, I'll make a decision and get that updated for everybody. Probably before Friday, I'll let everybody know. But that's all I got for tonight. Everybody have a great rest of your Wednesday night on Hump Day. We'll see y'all next time.